Hello everyone, you're watching Average Joe Video. I'm Joe and today we're going to take a look at how to grease a Kubota BX mower deck. And this process is actually going to be similar for any mower deck. You may have obviously different grease points, but basically if you own a Kubota BX and you're not familiar with how to grease the deck, that's what I'm going to show you today. I also want to mention that it's not necessary that the deck is completely removed from the tractor, but I removed it from the tractor because I wanted to clean everything up first, and I also wanted to make it easier to show everybody where the grease zerks are located on this particular model of deck. So just to mention to you, this is a 54-inch belly mower. This is off of my BX23S, but again, if you have a Kubota BX tractor, you're going to see that yours has similar grease points as well. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay, if you're wondering what kind of grease I'm using for today's video, I'm using Lucas Oil Products Red and Tacky No. 2 multi-purpose grease. I will leave a link to that in the description below. This is the same grease that I use to grease all of the grease zerks that are on the Kubota BX23S. As far as a grease gun is concerned, any grease gun will do, but I personally prefer this Milwaukee M12 grease gun. People sometimes underestimate the power of Milwaukee's M12 lineup. Milwaukee makes outstanding tools. You do not have to purchase an M18 version of a tool to get a good quality tool. So I really like this, especially as a homeowner. It's lightweight, it's compact. You will see that I added the LockNLube to the end of it. That is a separate product. I will include a link in the description below for the LockNLube. As you can see, I did a lot of cleaning on this mower deck so that it looks the way that it does. I've already removed the side covers to get to the grease zerks that are on the pulleys, and we're going to go from there. I'm going to show you how convenient this is. You can see that I can just squeeze this in, and then I can attach this to the grease zerk itself, like so, and it is now locked onto the grease zerk. What I'm going to do then is I'm just going to give a couple second press of the trigger on my Milwaukee grease gun. And that's it. I've just greased that. So that's how simple it is. It just makes it very easy to grease everything. Okay, so that takes care of the pulleys. You don't want to forget to grease this pivot point for the belt tensioner, which is back here. So we're going to catch that one next. And again, this is what's great about the LockNLube. I mean, you can get into these areas and you don't have to worry about fighting to hold that on there. And then of course, with the Milwaukee M12 grease gun, you're not even fighting to try to hold it on there and pump it. You can just give it a squeeze of the trigger and it's all greased, not a problem. Okay, next we're going to grease this part of the U-joint. And by the way, I've already wiped off all these grease zerks just to kind of speed things up a little bit. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to grease the anti-scalp wheels that are on the four corners of the deck. So let's go ahead and do that. And one thing I want to mention, what's great about this grease gun is, let's just say that you have to sit this down for a minute. You don't want to put your grease tip down on a dirty garage floor like I have here. So Milwaukee has this very great design. You can just basically push this into the holder and snap that in, and then it's self-contained, it's not dragging on the ground. So that's a nice benefit as well. Okay, so on all four of these anti-scalp wheels, you will see that there is a grease zerk. Again, consult your owner's manual for the specifics. There could be some slight variances. Again, LockNLube makes this simple. All done with that wheel. Again, lock it on there. And I'll wipe off the excess here in a second. Okay, let's catch the last one here. I picked up the plastic guard on the mower deck to make it a little bit easier. Lock that on. And that is it. Okay, so that wraps up the greasing. All we have to do then is go back through and wipe off the excess grease. I always like to do that so it doesn't attract any more dirt. Obviously, I took the time to clean all this up just to make everything as neat as possible. But keep in mind, greasing this is so simple, but yet it's often overlooked. That will prolong your deck if you keep everything greased. It definitely gives you more longevity. So thank you for watching, and please consider liking and subscribing.